case anything moves and stuff like that, I've been putting this thing just to one edge so I can come back and make sure I can get right back to the exact spot again with it. And I've just been bringing my board over to it. You can set it in any place you want to.
Those clamps are all you need?
That's all I'm going to need. I need to do something though. That table, when I first started doing things, I found out it's not exactly flat. This table came from Rockler, pre-drilled with the holes that these screws go into. But apparently on that side, this board sits down lower than it does on this side. And if you look at this, you can tell this is sticking up a little bit higher here from here than this side is. Can you see that? But I found out by going through and checking things that it's 5 business cards lower on this side. So what I have to do is raise this side up. It's not hard to find out if you were going to put something in here and you didn't know exactly what to go with it.
Did you try to square it first, or did you just notice it?
Nah, when I first started doing the very first one, it was cutting deeper on one side than it was cutting on the other side. So what I did, I came back with my zeroing spot. I zeroed it to this side. I brought it over here, left it at the same height. I just ran my x-axis across, and I started feeding business cards into it until it got back up to where it was, and it happened to work out to 5. So then I knew I needed 5 business cards to hold this side up so it's level with that one. I could go play with this thing, probably take out the holes, fill them full of toothpicks, re-drill the holes. It's easier to put the business cards in here. Crank these things down. Pardon?
Can't you trim underneath that angle line where it's on that plastic?
I could probably do that also. You'd have to put something underneath the thing. But yeah, if you're going to do it, you bring your tip down to this side over here, then run it over here to see what you need. Go back there, do the same thing with it. You could also check from front to rear to see if it was reading the same thing. I didn't find any differences in a board this long from here to here, though.
And that's the first thing, just like anything, you got to check the export.
You got to check it. You're checking, making sure everything is set right to start with. I'm going to put myself a little pinpoint down here, right down here. See, this is our edge of our board. Remember how I had this thing set up before, and that thing would show you where you'd start your 0, 0? We're going to set that up as our 0, 0, 0.
Why do you got to have that pin mark there?
So you know where to set it to. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is put in a straight bit. What we're going to do is cut out that little pocket in like this thing right here. We're going to cut out this pocket in this thing like this, and then we're going to put in the round over bit and do this part of it, just to show you how it's done. On this router, it's a variable speed router. You've got a roll on the top of this thing, change your speeds on it. Right now I've got this thing set at about 4.5, and I forget what it says it's in the book. It's about 16,000 RPM, but it goes up to about 22, down to about 14. So right now I can't get in here to work with it, so I need to raise this thing up in the air.
Back to that pin mark. Like Chris always says it ain't got eyes. Does that one know there's a pin mark on it? Does that know that there's a pin mark on it in that corner?
It will when I tell it.
Is that right?
Not yet, it doesn't know. What happened here? I lost my communication somehow or other. What happened?
That makes some war machines go over here.
Alright, now let's go.
Edit that out later.
Now I can get in here. This router right here has a push button on the side of it, and that's your lock. You're going to lock this thing. So I put my bit in to this partially tightened, holding the button in, tighten it up. Now we're going to bring this up here and zero it to this spot. When you zero, you're going to use a plain piece of paper. You're supposed to set it off the thickness of a piece of paper off the top of this. And to do that, I gotta have to bring this thing out here. Get it down close. Now I'm going to turn my bit sideways, kitty corner, so I can run right up and down the side of the board.
Wrong side of the board?
Well, I want it right on that dot. The center of my bit is what I want on that dot. And now I need to go to slow mode because it's moving too fast to be able to control it now. And that looks just about where I want it, all except for the X. The Z, I mean. Ah, too tight. Okay, so now I gotta raise it up just so the paper moves. We're actually ready to run that thing now.
That's how you made it cut deeper, you put some more pieces of paper in there, huh?
No.
Same
All right. Now that I did all that, I've got a thing over here that says X, Y, Z, 0. I come over here and I tell this, and watch all these go to 0. See, that's the way it knows. Now that's the 0 spot for everything, all right? We're going to go back out to the G code. I'm going to turn the router on and start routing. You got to physically manually turn the router on. And I'm going to tell it it's not routing. And I lost the script.
Siesta time.
Why do it hit the signal?
Lost your Chico.
All right, what's going on here?
Space.
All right, I'm going to try something different. Try it again.